Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic, and welcome back once again to BTCC Week. Today we are taking a look at the 1998 Renault Laguna V6. This car was requested by Ludo, and well, this was the returning champion for the 1998 touring car season in which this car takes its livery for. It wouldn't win in 98, but it would certainly give the lead car for that season, the Volvo S40, which unfortunately is not in this game, a run for its money. Personally, I do much prefer the livery of the 97 that would go on to become champion that year. Yeah, this 98 livery pretty boring. Also has a slight graphical glitch you might notice on the front bumper where the plastic is disappearing. However, there is one upside to the Laguna, and that's, well, the statistics. Front wheel drive, 380 horsepower, 1255 kilos of weight, and a hell of a lot of torque. This is the bruiser weight for this week. This is the car with the most amount of power and the most amount of torque. It is the heaviest car as well, but you know, we'll discuss statistics more when we get on track. Speaking of getting on track, this car is going to have 6 laps to set the best time it possibly can. Current lead up is a Suzuki Escudo Pike Speed, which has set time 27.710. This car unlikely to beat that. However, our quickest car for this week has been so far the Vauxhall Vectra. Pains me to say that. 30.655 for the Vectra, so it'll be interesting to see if the Laguna can top that. As far as sort of this car goes, it is in with a good shot. Ooh, excuse me, if it can handle well. You see, the Vectra and this does not, like, this has more power than the Vectra. This has quite a bit more torque than the Vectra. It has rough maths, I think it's either 50 or 60 more horsepower, 50 or 60 more horsepower than most of the things here this week. And it doesn't actually weigh all that much more. It weighs a fair bit more, obviously, you know, it's not a light car by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not super duper heavy, especially when you compare it to its peers. You know, it's only about 50 kilos more, and to get, you know, 50 more horsepower is pretty good, and it seems to be pretty on track to beating that Vectra. Yeah, really nice handling. Ooh, 30.705 on its first flying lap. Even if it doesn't beat the Vectra, that is still a very quick time, although smacking that tyre wall isn't exactly going to help improve its chances of beating the Vectra. This feels nicer to drive than the Vectra. It's smoother. It is way smoother, which is good. I do like a smooth driving car. I like a consistent driving car. I discussed that with the Honda earlier on in the week, and yeah, this one is a nice, consistent driving car. It sort of features a little bit of sort of everything from all of the cars that we've driven this week. A little bit of understeer, a little bit of off-power understeer, and it sort of has a little bit of the Vectra's tendency to wiggle its arse around a bit, but as an overall package, it doesn't actually drive that terribly. It certainly feels the heaviest of the three, though. There is no getting around the car's weight. Right, let's try and see if we can pull it together for a good lap here. Please pull it together. Don't do any stupid mistakes. I am prone to doing stupid mistakes all the time, but you never know. Maybe with the Laguna I finally won't. Okay, maybe I will pull a very stupid mistake there. You might notice sometimes I'll just ramp off that. Usually it's quicker to just ramp off that than trying to get off the half of the dirt. It's sort of counterintuitive as that sounds. That is sometimes the way to go. Right, final lap. Come on, don't muck anything stupid up. Let's just get this Laguna. Let's see what it can do. It can't quite be flat out through there like I could in the Vectra, but so far so good. I think this car makes up most of its time on the Vectra during the second part of the lap by the looks of it, which doesn't surprise me because there's a bit more sort of place for it to stretch its legs and all, and so on and so forth. Oh god, no, that might have ruined it. That has ruined it. Just a little bit too much oversteer on that final corner. It couldn't quite beat the Vectra. That was on set to do it though. That really was set to do it. Bit pissed off with that, but never mind. 30.705 certainly is not a time to shake its head at, and in fact that does still make it one of the quickest front-wheel drive cars we've had. Yeah, bit pissed off with that, to be honest with you, because that really was looking like it was going to be the time, but never mind. a 30.705 will put it into 65th place. It goes in between a Toyota Supra Denso and an Alfa Romeo GTV Twin Spark. It fails to beat out the Vectra, but it really is not that much off it, and it beats a WRX, RX-7, R33, another RX-7, a Spas F1. Yeah, it's a quick car, and I believe it's the quickest Renault we've had so far, so that's good. Yeah, a really quick car, really nice to drive, and I can't really complain about it too much. Anyways, that's it for another edition of the Hot Lap Classic. Do hope you've enjoyed. Next time we're going to take a look at another one of the British touring cars, so stay tuned for that. Until then, farewell.